Hello, my dear students. This is Amanpreet Kaur, and today in this video 2 of chapter Probability of Mathematics class 10th, we are going to deal with some new concepts of probability. Before that, let us recall what we have done. We have done that there are two types of probabilities, and first is experimental or empirical probability, and the second one is theoretical probability. In class 9th, we have gone through with the empirical probability. What is empirical probability? It is that probability which has already happened, the event which has already happened, and we are finding its result by using the probability formula. And all of you knew what is the probability of the event. Probability of the event is represented by number of favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes. We knew this formula, that is number of favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes. This is the probability formula. When the event has already happened and we are finding its probability, that event is known as empirical probability. Next is theoretical probability. What do you mean by theoretical probability? When we assume something but it has not happened earlier, when we assume its result but it has not happened earlier, then we use theoretical probability. In this chapter we are going to use theoretical probability. So I hope this definition is clear to each and every one of you. Now in the next page we are going to start with the topic, that is equally likely outcomes. What do you mean by equally likely outcomes? I will explain it with the help of example. Suppose when you throw a die once, we knew it, this is the example given. When you throw a die, you knew that any possible outcomes can occur. Either it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3, it can be 4, it can be 5, or it can be 6. So all have equally chances to come up. One has equal chance to come as compared with the 2 number, as compared with the 3, and so on. So each and every case we have the probability of coming 1, that is 1 by 6, because there is only one number. Probability of coming 2 on the face, that is 1 by 6 only. Why? Because 2 number is only single number, right? So every number has the probability 1 by 6. So it is equally likely outcome. And next example, if suppose a bag contains 4 red balls and 1 blue ball, right? There are 4 red balls and 1 blue ball, and you have to pick one ball out of this bag. So do you think there is equal chances of getting red ball or a blue ball? Definitely not. Why not? Because since there are 4 red balls and only 1 blue ball, right? So if you put your hand inside the bag and pick a ball, there are more chances of getting a red ball than a blue ball. So total balls, how many balls you have? 5. So if you have to find the probability of getting a blue ball, so you will get that is equals to 1 out of 5. So favorable outcome is 1, that is blue ball, and total balls are 5. So if you have the chance of getting red ball, the probability is equals to 4 by 5. So there are no equal chances of getting either red or blue. So it means these events are not equally likely events. I hope this definition is clear to each and every one of you. What do you mean by equally likely event? Next, coming with some more definitions here. First definition is elementary events. What do you mean by elementary events? These are those events which have only one outcome. Let me explain you again with the help of example. If suppose you have thrown a coin, right? So there are 2 outcomes, either head or tail can come. So 2 outcome means this becomes the sample space. Sample space is that which contains the total outcomes. So when you throw a coin, either head can come or tail can come. So what is the probability of coming head? That is equals to 1 out of 2. What is the probability of coming tail? That is again 1 by 2, because there is only one tail out of total outcomes are 2, that is head and tail. So they have only one outcome. Outcomes are same, that is 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. It is having only one outcome. So this is an example of elementary event. So I hope this is clear to you what do you mean by elementary events. Next is complementary events. Complementary events, let me again take it with the help of example. Suppose I have thrown a die. I am taking very simple example. I have thrown a die. What are the possible outcomes? What is the sample space? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. This is the sample space. If I have to find the probability of getting a number less than 5, probability of getting a number less than 5, how many numbers are there which are less than 5? 4. So what is its probability? That is 4 out of total probability is 6 numbers are there. This is probability of event. Let us take what is E here. E is a number less than 5, right? Now complementary event is denoted by P of E bar. This is complementary event. It is denoted by E bar. That is not E. What do you mean by E bar? That is probability of not E. So what is probability of not E? It means the number should not be less than 5, right? So what is that event? This is 5 and 6. It is not less than 5. It is not asked whether it is equals to 5. So I will take 5 because 5 is not less than 5. So I am taking the opposite of that, that is not E. So how many cases are there? There are 2 cases, right? That is 5 and 6. So probability of E bar, that is equals to 2 out of 6. So this is the complementary event. Complementary event, let us do its definition now. Complement of the events are all the other outcomes, not the ones we want, right? So we are not wanting number less than 5, so we are taking those numbers. And one thing, if you can conclude from here, if you will add probability of E plus probability of E complement, let me write it again. If you see probability of E plus probability of E complement, you will get answer as 1, right? You can add these and find it out. This is all about complementary events. Moving towards next definition, that is impossible events. What do you mean by impossible events? These are those events whose probability is always 0. Whose probability is always 0. Can you give any example whose probability is 0? It's very easy rather. If I have 4 red balls and 1 blue ball in a bag, let us take the previous example. If I have 4 red balls and 1 blue ball in a bag and I have to find the probability of white ball. If I drop a hand inside the bag and I have to collect 1 ball at random, do I get any white ball in my hand? No, because there is no blue ball at all. White ball. There is no white ball at all. I can get blue ball, I can get red ball. Do I get any white ball? No. So what is its probability? Its probability is 0, right? So this type of example is considered as impossible event. Moving with the sure events now. The sure events are those events whose probability is always 1. These are those events whose probability is always 1. Let us take another example. If I throw a die, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the events, right? Now, if I have to find the probability number less than or equals to 6, if I have to find the probability of number less than equals to 6, so less than 6 are these and equals to 6 means all these 6. So how many outcomes are there? 6 out of total outcomes are 6. So answer is 1. So it implies if the probability is 1, it is a sure event, right? Moving with the next definition, range of probability always lies between 0 and 1. If I denote probability of event, that is always less than equals to 1 or greater than equals to 0. It can never go beyond 0 and it can never exceed 1, right? It cannot be 1.1, 1.3 or 13 by 6. Denominator cannot be smaller than numerator. Mind it, numerator can be smaller or equals to denominator, but numerator cannot be greater than denominator. First is this case, and it cannot be negative also. Probability can never be negative. Why? Because the range of probability is greater than or equals to 0. So maximum it can exceed 0, right? It can be 0, and the probability when it is 0, it is said to be impossible events. So these are the definitions now which you have to write in your copies. Moving with the next definition, what do you mean by random experiment? Very nice topic it is. Random experiment, this is an experiment whose outcome is from the events that are completely known but whose exact outcomes is unknown. What do you mean by this? Random experiment. So random experiment is an experiment whose outcome is from the events. When you throw a dice, right, when you throw a dice, you know that the outcomes are 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So you know that whatever the number will appear on the die, either 1 2 3 any one, but you know that it is from these numbers, but you are not sure which number will appear, right? When you play a Ludo, you don't know which number will appear. Either 5 can appear, either 6 can appear, either 2 can appear, any number, right? So you don't know exact outcome, but you knew that the complete number can be either from 1 to 6, whose outcome can be from these events only, right? So there are some cases which we are going to take in this chapter, types of random experiment, right? So what are those? Either tossing a coin. When we toss a coin, right, so what do you mean by S? S is a sample space. Sample space consists of all the outcomes. What is sample space? Sample space is the set of containing all the outcomes. So when you toss a coin, either head can appear or tail can appear. When you toss a pair of coins means 2 coins at a time, or the second condition is 1 coin after one another. First you will throw first coin, then second coin. So what are the outcomes? When you throw first coin, head can come. On throwing a second coin, head can also come. If head has appeared on the first, so tail can also come. Or these are the cases. Plus, if tail can come on the first, then head can come. If tail can come on the first, then either tail can come. So these are the 4 outcomes, right? So what do you mean by sample space? The set of all outcomes. So see here, there are how many sample space? 4. So total number of outcomes will be 4. Third case is tossing 3 coins. When you throw 3 coins, let it be first head on the first coin. Now second and third, all head. Now head can come on first, tail can come, then head, then head, tail, and so on. So how many outcomes will be there? There will be 8 outcomes. You can make these outcomes yourself, right? So next case is when you throw a die, single die, and second is after that when you throw a pair of dice. That I will take it later on. So these are the definitions which you have to go through with the chapter. So next is moving on with the next page. Next page is very important. I have underlined what do you mean by equally likely events. So here if you will say equally likely outcomes, right? Example is given. What do you mean by equally likely events, right? So suppose you throw a dice and a die consists of 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Either one can come. If one can come, what is the probability? 1 by 6. If 2 has appeared, then again number is only 1, that is 2 out of total number 6. If 3 can appear, the number is again 1 out of 6. So probability of each and every number will be 1 by 6. So here this experiment is, the outcomes of every experiment is equally likely. It means equal chances of each and every number to have the probability. Next example, let us take next example. It is given in your books. If a bag contains 4 red balls and 1 blue ball, so how many red balls? Red balls are 4. And how many blue balls? Blue balls are 1, right? So if you have to put your hand into the bag without looking at it, what is the probability of getting a red ball? So how many red balls are there? 4. So out of 4, any ball can be in your hand, right? Any ball can be in your hand. So what is the probability of getting a red ball? So out of 4, any ball can be in your hand. So how many total balls are there in your bag? That is 5. So probability of getting red ball, probability of getting red ball is equals to 4 by 5. If you find the probability of getting a blue ball, how many blue balls are there? 1. Out of how many total balls are there? 5. Do these answers are equal? Do equal chances are there? You knew that this is not the probability of equally likely outcomes, right? So there are no equal chances of getting red ball or a blue ball, and you know that there are more likely to get a red ball than a blue ball. So this event is not equally likely event. So I hope you are clear with what do you mean by equally likely events, right? So moving with the definition now. In this chapter we are going to start with theoretical probability, right? In this theoretical probability I have explained you. So what is the probability of an event? Probability of event is number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of outcomes, that is number of all possible outcomes, right? Favorable outcomes, what do you mean by favorable outcomes? Favorable outcomes are those outcomes which you are asked to find. Suppose when you throw a dice, right, what is a probability of getting a number less than equals to 3? So here what is asked here, that is probability of less than equals to 3. So you know that how many are there? 1, 2 and 3. So these becomes your favorable outcomes. Out of what are total outcomes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So there are total 6 outcomes. So favorable outcomes are 3 out of total outcomes are 6. So this becomes the probability of the event. So what is the probability? Definition of probability of the event, that is favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes. I hope now it is clear to each and every one of you. Now moving with the question first. Let us take a question here. Example 1. Find the probability of getting a head when a coin is tossed once. Now, what is tossed here? Coin is tossed and once. Also find the probability of getting a tail. So what is the probability of getting a head? How will you find it out? First you will write event. You will mention event. What is event? Means what is asked, that is getting a head. Let E is denoted by getting a head. You will write like this, right? Then what is asked? Probability of this event, right? So you will write a sample space first. What is sample space? That is either head can come or tail can come. This is sample space, right? Now you have to find the probability of event. Which is that event? That is getting a head. So probability of event, you will write the definition, that is equals to favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes. How many favorable outcomes are there? 1. That is 1 divided by total outcomes are 2. Right? Now next is probability of getting a tail. What is? Let us denote this. F is equals to getting a tail, right? So what is probability of F? Then again you will find that is equals to 1 by 2. Since the probabilities are same, so which type of event it is? Yes, this is elementary event. Now this is example number 1. So example number 2 you will solve it yourself, right? So moving with the remarks now, very important. First remark we have already done. What is an elementary event? Elementary event are those events which have a single outcome, right? We knew it. Next is second remark. We have already done in example 1 that what are elementary events. We have shown it. Now second important part is, please note that probability of E plus probability of F, because we have two outcomes. First is head and the other is tail. What is the probability of head? That is 1 by 2. And what is the probability of tail? That is 1 by 2. And no other outcome is there. So it means these are the total outcomes. So when we add the probability of this, we will get answer is equals to 1. So it means probability of event E and probability of event F, right? We got it, it is equals to 1. So it means, what do you mean by this thing? The sum of the probabilities of all the elementary events of an experiment is always equals to 1. So if you have a example like throwing a die, so you knew that the outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Find out the probability of 1 coming a number 1, that is 1 by 6, and if you will add all these, the result will be equals to, yes, there are total 6. So when you will add all the probabilities, you will get answer is equals to 1. So it means sum of probabilities of all elementary events of an experiment is always equals to 1. Third example I have already explained you can please go through with this third example now. So now next, moving with the next important point, that is this point. In general, it is true for an event. Probability of E bar. What do you mean by probability of E bar? I have explained you. This is, suppose there is an event E and the probability of E bar means probability of complementary event, and probability of complementary event plus probability of event is always equals to 1. Let us take an example. When you throw a coin, probability sample space is H or tail, right? So probability of let an event be getting a head. What is E? Probability of getting a head, that is equals to 1 by 2. So what is probability of E bar? What is E bar now? That is not E. Not E means complementary event. What is E here? Getting a head, right? So what is E bar? That becomes a getting a tail, or we can say not getting a head. If you will not get a head, what you will get? That is tail. So what is the outcome? That is 1. Out of what are the total outcomes? That is 2. So when you add this probability of event and probability of not event, that is complementary event, you will get answer is equals to 1. So I hope this is clear now. So if you have to find the probability of event E bar, that is complementary event, that becomes 1 minus probability of event, right? So next example, impossible event, I have explained you. So now very important topic is that cards topic, which I will be explaining you in the next video. So till then, please revise all the concepts, write the definitions in your copies, and mind map should also be done on the very first page of starting of the chapter. Thank you all.